Okay, good afternoon, folks. Got another product by Outer Factor, and this is a company that makes basically cell phone and iPad or tablet cases, which are designed for. I mean, you don't have to necessarily use these for work. This is for anybody who wants to protect their device they spent several $100s on, right? And so today I have one of their this is the iPad 10.2 cases. This is a basically they call it the Workforce Pro case. And so I've reviewed already in a different video the standard version. The only difference between the standard version and this version is it comes with a pen holder. So if you are, and I don't know, to be honest with you, if this pen holder actually will hold, like, I don't know, they make those kind of tablet pens designed for the iPad. I'm not really sure. I haven't really tried this with a pen, and believe it or not, I don't really have, well, I have this little one pen here. Let me see if it, oh, that's kind of, all right, so that's pretty cool. So this pen's kind of odd, but it's just a little shorty pen, but it snaps in there, which is pretty cool. Now you probably have to kind of figure out which pen's gonna work best here, but let's see if I can get it out. Yeah, so I like that. That's pretty cool. I know it's basic, it's a pen holder, but I think it's pretty handy to have a pen if you are using this in any kind of position where you're using it for a job, right? So what do you get with this? So basically these are shock absorbing cases. They're meant to protect your device in the event that you drop it. So the thing I said about the other one, this standard version in my other video that I did, is for bang for buck, you get a lot of it with this company. Normally cases like this, I remember when I bought one, you know, I don't use a lot of like Apple products. I do use the iPhone, I do use the iPad mini. I do use those in a work environment. And I honestly, I kind of wish I would have, when they reached out, kind of asked if they made one for the iPad mini. I actually borrowed my mom's iPad 10.2 for recording this video. And I'm pretty impressed with this. Like I said, I bought years ago I had the iPod Touch. I still use that. And I bought one of those, I don't know if it's the OtterBox, but those things were like 70 bucks. So price on this, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck for $29. And when you're spending, you know, anywhere from $200 to $600 for an iPad or a tablet, this is kind of a no-brainer. Now the pen, it depends on if you're going to use that, because it does add a little bit more size to the case. If you are not one for using a pen or any kind of stylus, then I would recommend just getting the standard version. They are the same price. But some folks might say, hey, you know, the pen's a great idea, but, you know, how often you're really going to need the pen, right? It's up to you. It depends on what you do. So what do I mainly like about this? So I love the fact that you have 3 layers. You have the exterior layer with a screen protector. It is not blue. This is just a protective film they put on it to prevent any kind of scratching and shipping. This does come off. If you are going to put this on a device, I'm going to refer you to my other video where I kind of show you that, but I don't think I need to do a demonstration. This is pretty straightforward. This will come with a little tab on it, and you basically just peel that white tab. That's going to peel off the outer skin, as I call it, which is the rubber section of this. You're going to peel that off, and then you're basically going to have the internal plastic components, which is part of this exterior faceplate or bezel. And so those will basically just pop apart. You'll take your iPad or tablet, put it right in the back cage, and then put the outer plastic portion on it, and then seal it with that exterior rubber, I don't know, cover, right? All these spots that are meant to be open are open, so you have your speaker ports, or not speaker ports, but speaker openings. So this is nice because some of the ones I've seen have little perforations, and it really obstructs the sound coming out of it. This is going to be open. It's not going to obstruct your sound at all. You do have a charging port cover, which is nice to keep that sealed and protected. Helps keep dust out. You have an open area here for your camera, although that doesn't have any kind of seal or protection over it. It allows you to clean it if it gets dirty. You do have a couple, I call them lanyard straps, but basically you can get a shoulder strap that Outer Factor makes. It's an additional accessory, but you can get it if you are in a work environment where you're carrying a lot of stuff. This is great to throw this over your shoulder. You might be able to find something to work with that, but I just encourage you to get the one made for it. But it's totally up to you. And they do give you several points of contact, so you can keep it in a landscape position if you want to carry it like this, or you can carry it like this. So that's pretty cool. Another great feature on this is the wrist strap here. This is nice, thick Velcro, and it appears to be almost like a neoprene-like-ish material. Fully adjustable, and then of course it is removable. It does rotate 360 degrees, which is pretty nice if you're in any kind of environment where you're I know a lot of us are adults, right? And you can hold on to your iPad. It's not that difficult to hold it, especially when you have all this rubber. But, you know, accidents do happen, and if you are in any kind of position where you're, walking down an embankment or something like that, it's kind of nice to be able to kind of strap this to your wrist like so. And, you can walk around with this and it's going to, keep it pretty secure. Nice that you can just spin it around if you want to change it from portrait to landscape position. You can do that. You'll have your pen on this particular model. And these are drop tested. Now, I don't have any information as far as what they did to drop test these. I'm not going to drop test it because this iPad is my mom's. But, this, based on what I've seen in the past and my experience with cases, this is fantastic. One important factor I want to mention is that, so some cell phone cases, like this is my work iPhone, and I have this. This was in one of the leading brand cases, and this is just a different brand. I put it on just because it's easy to see. It's orange. The screen is damaged on this, and unfortunately, if you drop this, if it's dropped straight flat down, and you're on any kind of like gravel surface, I just happened to catch a rock on it and cracked it. But what's kind of nice about this is that you do have that outer screen protector, which is going to help absorb some impact. And this is kind of like the bezel on this. Actually, it is recessed. So I don't know if you're really going to be able to see that by the video, but there is, I'd say, a couple millimeter recession where if you were to drop this and it lands face down, you might get away with not damaging the screen. Again, anything can happen, but it's a fantastic quality case. Push buttons on it. These are actually rubber buttons on the outside, but they push into hard plastic buttons, which are what's going to make contact to the actual buttons on the iPad. Some of the cases I've reviewed before and owned before, when you go pressing like power, you go pressing any of the other buttons, sometimes if they're just rubber, they get kind of spongy over time. Whereas this, of course you do have a little bit of rubber, just like the one that's on the iPad. I assume it's like a rubberized plastic-like material, but this is very similar to what you get on the iPad, and when you press it, you're making contact with a hard piece of plastic, which is then pressing the button. So they're responsive is my point. Great quality, really happy with them, and definitely a fantastic product. I wish they made them for the cell phone that I use on like my personal phone, right? So they're available in custom colors and logos that will change the price, of course. You get that extra strap if you want to get that. I'm just going to go back to the one with the iPad in it. I mean, when you feel it, you're going to feel like your iPad is protected. It is drop tested. They have a lifetime warranty. You get that 360-degree rotating carry strap. And you do have a fold-out stand or kickstand. Only downside, the only negative thing I've seen about this, there's really no way around this. If you're going to use the kickstand, you kind of have to open up the wrist strap and pop the kickstand out. There's a kind of a finger groove section here. You'll just pop that out and lock into place, and then you got the kickstand, and then you can fully rotate this while it's out, right? So you want to put it in portrait, like so, or landscape. Sorry, I can't really see that. Other thing is, some of the other ones I've seen, you have to actually snap this closed. I'll demonstrate on my cell phone. This, you just get your finger on it, it locks down, right? But then to close it, you kind of have to just kind of spring it out and force it closed, and a lot of times I'm like smacking it. I've had another one of these cases and I broke it. With this, you actually have a push button on top. So you just basically depress that and you can very gently close this. So that's pretty nice. I like that that they've included that. I know it's a very small, kind of basic common sense feature, right? But they have it, and a lot of brands don't. If you don't want to use the handle, this is removable, but I do believe you'll have to take the case off the device, get this handle off, and you can always just cinch it down all the way, and it doesn't really take up a lot of room, right? So pretty cool. So your only choice, really, if you have the Apple or the iPad 10.2, and they make it for pretty much all the different variations, is pen holder or not, right? Pretty nice quality. Now, let me just, while I got you guys here, I do want to just go over to the tablet section and just kind of tell you guys what they have. So they have it in the iPad, it looks like 10th generation all the way through the 11th generation. And forgive me, I don't know too much about all the iPads, but that's what they have. They do have, let's see what else here. You can search directly for brand. Let me just see what they got. Apple and Samsung. So let me just see if I don't think they have an iPad mini because I'll request one and get one. I'll have to look further into that, but you just have to go to their website. I'm just going to link you directly to their website or Amazon store and see if they have one for your device. So why would you choose Outer Factor, right? I mean, at the end of the day, I'm always going to be honest with the people that I'm reviewing these products for, and of course the audience. So why would you buy Outer Factor when you go to Amazon or eBay and look at thousands upon thousands of cases? Well, I can tell you that the quality of this is fantastic. I'm sure there's great quality with a lot of different brands, but really the price on this is what really sets it apart, because comparable cases from some of those like leading Best Buy brands you're going to find, those ones that are in the big brick and mortar stores, at least, you know, I haven't been in those stores in a long time, but generally when you go in there, you always see the same brands, the OtterBox and a few other ones. And I feel like you pay a premium for those. So with this, you're getting a case, in my opinion, that's as comparable to those cases, costing 3 times as much for a fraction of the cost. And it's really a no-brainer to me when you're spending $600 on an iPad, right? And some of the tablets, you know, if you get a cheaper, you know, Fire Tab or whatever, I don't know what all the Samsung tablets cost, but generally I feel like iPads and Samsung tabs tend to be a little more expensive. This is a no-brainer in getting something like this to protect your device. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. I want to thank Outer Factor for sending these to me for review. Mom is going to use this, so that's fantastic. And I hope to collaborate with them again in the future. Thanks for watching, folks. Have a great day, and take care.